Hello, Anna. How are you tonight? I was just sitting here. I started it because I wanted to make sure that things were going to go right since Dorothy decided to ditch me. So you've seen the how to cut the 6x6 paper that I posted out on my Facebook page. Trying to find the end of my plug-in for my phone. Can you hear me, Anna? Okay. Hope things are working. Everything looks good on my end, but I thought that before too. Okay, I'm hoping that you can hear me. Well, I hope that you can hear me, Anna. Answer me. I hope that you can hear me, Anna. Answer me. I think I have sound because I had sound coming through on my phone that I just checked. So that's good news. Hopefully everything's going to work out since I'm going solo tonight. Trying to get my phone up here so I can see the chats better than thing. I need Dorothy's Groot. Just wanted to log in a little bit early so that I could make sure that things were okay. And it seems to be working. So we'll see how far we get. Maybe Anna just stepped away from her computer. Get Mr. Groot out of the picture. Oh, my lovely cords. I wished I was a professional at this. I really do. Seems like it's been a really long day today. I had to, well, yesterday, Dorothy and I did a presentation for Blue Star Moms at the Eldon High School. We presented 2 certificates and 2 red, white, and blue cords, honor cords, for 2 of the graduates that were going into the military. And then we found out later that there was a 3rd one that was going into the Marines, and we didn't have the information. So I had to get another honor cord and certificate printed up. So that was fun because I drove to Tipton, which is about 45 minutes from my house, to pick up another certificate and cord. Oh, look who came to visit. She just couldn't do it without me. She has FOMO, you know. I think I have audio because I could hear it on my phone, but Anna didn't respond back when I asked her if she could hear me. So maybe she's just stepped away. So we're just sitting here and I'm talking to myself at the walls. So yes, so then today then today I took the honor cords in and gave them to the office so that they could hand them to the girls.
Yeah, you sound fine.
Okay, I do have audio, so that makes me feel much better. Much, much better. We've got about 3 minutes to start time, and I will probably edit this video because who wants to listen to dead air and me talking for 15 minutes, right?
I wish today was my birthday.
Your birthday's not until October.
Well, what would be my half birthday? It'd be 6 months. This would be
No, 5 months. Your birthday's the 10th month. So May would be your half birthday.
Oh, my half birthday's coming up next week.
Oh, one does not get half birthday presents.
They do if you live in my world.
Oh, well, Dorothy's world is a whole different world, let me tell you.
We have munchkins that live in our world. So Anna's here?
Anna's here, or she at least posted hi. So I'm assuming that she's here, but maybe she's stepped away. I think I should refresh.
No, you're still going. Just leave it as it is.
Okay. Well, it's showing that I have 3 people. One would be me, you, and Anna. So, well, let me go ahead and introduce myself for any of you that may come on. Excuse me, and you don't know who I am. My name is Sue Sanders, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator at Lake of the Ozarks, Missouri. So that is a big tourist area. We have a very large lake. It has as much, if not more, shoreline than the state of California, is what I've been told. And we have thousands of visitors every year. And I have been stamping for the last 15 years. What's the word I want to use? Consecutively, I guess, or more on a routine basis. Before I got into card making, I was doing scrapbooking, and then my mom passed away in February, but she got me started in stamping back in 2015, and I've been doing it ever since. And I started doing selling Stampin' Up! In 2021. So I started right in the midst of COVID. All right. So tonight, I'm going to give them a few more minutes to come in. I wanted to just kind of walk through. I love the catalog. Dorothy's already sniffed hers.
Okay, you make it sound like I'm a sniffer of things.
Well, you do sniff your catalogs. But
I like the smell of a new catalog.
I know. So we have already kind of marked in our catalog, and I will tell you how we mark it. In the
Can you
back.
It up a little bit because you're kind of like half off the screen.
I don't think I was according to my picture here. Well, I can't get the whole thing in the screen, honey.
Okay.
Okay. So in the back, in the index, what I have done is I have highlighted everything that I currently have in yellow, other than like the coloring tools and things like that, because I know I have those. I have most of the blending pens, the sponge daubers, and all of that. So I have most of all the tools. What I'm more concerned with is those stamps. Okay, good. I'm glad, Anna. I didn't know if you had walked away because you hadn't answered if you could hear me or not. And I thought, oh my, I hope my audio's not bad. So anyway, what I get concerned with when I get a new catalog is whether or not I have the dies, the embossing folders, and the punches and paper. The other stuff, I'm not too, oh, okay. Well, that's okay. I just thought maybe I was not having any audio tonight. So, because I seen your post and then it was like, okay, can she hear me? So anyway, that's what I get concerned with whenever I get a new catalog and things are carrying over. I can kind of at a glance, because they're highlighted in yellow, know that I have certain stamps, certain dies, and the punches and embossing folders. And then, of course, I go through my catalog and I highlight what I want to buy. So if we just start looking at the catalog, and I want to welcome Anna to my team. Anna, we're going to have to get together with the rest of the team, and we're going to have to figure out a name for this said team so that we have one. So anyway, starting on the first open page, there's that message from Shelly and Sarah, and it kind of goes on, but I do love the table of contents that they put in this year. And then they've got the icons, of course. So if it's an N, that means it's a new product. Then they've got the English Spanish and French icon so that you know whether or not those stamps are in come in different languages. Then when you see a QR code, you can scan that with your phone camera and you can get more information on that particular product. The little icon that has like the little shopping bag with the heart in it, you can get more details on that product. Can be found in the reference page, okay, or in the online store. Okay. So anyway, like I said, the table of contents or the contents, it shows you the step-by-step crafting for those that are new to card making. They might just want to start with a kit collection or a scrapbooking workshop if they're a scrapbooker. So it tells you what pages those are. The quick and easy options for mixing and matching things and memories and more. The Stampin' Spots, those all can be found in one general area. And then Creativity Your Way is mostly the last half of the book. Okay. I know that Stampin' Up! Has made a big difference in my life. I've met so many wonderful people online at the conventions and just having my own clubs here at my studio. I've met some really cool people and I cherish those friendships because stamping to me brings us together. So if you're out there and you are interested in having a gathering, we could certainly do a Zoom gathering. And that's where you would just have some people come over and I would send you the supplies that you might need, or we might just get a kit and everybody do a kit. But the whole idea of getting together is to have fun. All right. This is to me a really good page that they've added this year. Find your reason to craft. They've given several examples, a sympathy card for someone to read or in need. I'm sorry. Wrapping paper and tags for gifts, a giant stash of thank you cards to have on hand. So a lot of different things. And then they've got space down here for you to actually write your own. What is your reason to craft? One of my reasons is to meet new people and to share what I have to offer with others. So that's one of my reasons. With their new rewards program this year that they came out with, I think it's very beneficial to everybody that is a customer. I think it's even beneficial for us as demonstrators because we also earn those rewards ourselves, so we can bank those up and get supplies for classes or workshops or as gifts to give to team members and customers. So we still get our percentage off of the sales that we do, but we also get on our own personal orders, we get those rewards as well, the 10%. All right, so here's what I was talking about, the step-by-step. I don't know, I'm not, because I like to create my own cards, but I really think that their kits are very, very pretty. If you're starting out and you don't want to have a whole stack of supplies or you don't have room for it. I mean, I know that my grandson's girlfriend, she loves doing the paper pumpkins. Hi, Cherie. Welcome tonight. We've just kind of started. So we've just gotten to page 11 in our catalogs. And I was explaining how if you're new or if you have grandkids or daughter-in-laws, significant other-in-laws, then significant other-in-laws. That means that like Stephanie is a significant other-in-law. Okay.
Whatever you want to say.
But I love the kits. I love some of their new kits that they've got in because they're so pretty. And you can take and change them around. So it's not like you have to just do it the way they say. You can do your own thing with it. Okay, so, and then the scrapbooking, of course, people love to scrapbook. My pictures are wound up in a boxes, and then they have the workshop kits for scrapbooking. So when you think of the cost on that, it's not too bad when you get all of the papers to do several pages. All right, so that's scrapbooking workshop kits, but you can also use those kits in your card making. Maybe not some of the bigger greetings or titles that they have, but you could definitely make some of them work. So if you see one of those that you like, then just check it out and see what you could do with it to make cards with. All right. On page 22, I don't know if you all have your catalogs, but it's got color combos. And how many times do we think, oh, what colors go together? Well, you might find that you really like Timid Tiger with Azure Afternoon, or put in their cloud cover. Okay. I don't know. I haven't put those colors together yet, but it might be a combination that we give it a try. So if you work with a combination of those colors, put a little test spot in there. And then that way you could go back to this and say, hey, I remember I made a card with these 3 colors or these 4 colors. And then you've got a reference right there. Test a template. Draw out a template that you think you'd want to make. So it's kind of neat that they've given us little worksheets that we can do in here. Then, of course, we have the card and tag templates, which tomorrow at 10 o'clock I will have. Bet you could put the paper on a copier. Yeah, probably so. Oh, this paper, yes. Yes, you could probably put this page on a copier and make copies of the different color combos and your different templates. We will be having coffee chat and a card tomorrow morning, Friday at 10 a.m. I'm working on that sketch card right now. Well, not right now, but I was working on it before I went live. Then they've got a lot of the mix and match and Foria packs. These are nice and simple that you could just put these on the front of a card or on the inside of a card. You could decorate your envelopes with it. They've got some greetings to mix and match with. So I think I'm going to get a pack of these greetings and see what I can work up with those. And then the touch of gold tags where they've got a little bit of gold on them. That's on page 25. And then they've got the textured stripes, mix and match cards and envelopes. So they have 2 different colors. They've got real red and misty moonlight. That color doesn't look like misty moonlight to me, but I'm sure that in real life it probably is. I think cameras sometimes do something to our pictures. You use the Euphoria packs on the card and they work. Yeah. Here they've given you some ideas of how to use some of those Euphoria packs. So they do work and it does make for a quick card. Okay. They even got a scrapbook template area. And what I see that you could do with these is you could definitely cut this down and make everything smaller and put it on a card. So for instance, this one here, instead of making it a 12 by 12, you cut it down to our regular card size and you do a little banner and then you have a circle and you can use your greetings. And if you have 3 little small greetings, you could put those down there on your card. So you could convert some of these, I won't say all, but some of these scrapbook pages into a greeting card. All right. Now, these are some of the returning Euphoria packs that they had. And of course, they've got your envelopes and your snips, or they're showing the snips. They do have a nice black journaling pen. Okay. Here's your classic Stampin' Spots. So this set here has your Real Red, your Petal Pink, Garden Green, Cloud Cover, and Early Espresso. And then you have the assortment number 2. This will be the only way that we will have the Cloud Cover ink, unless you get the refill and make your own Stampin' Spot. They did tell us that they are not going to sell the ink pad because of the reaction between the ink and the pad itself. It doesn't come out with a color that they want us to use. It doesn't match our other things. Okay, so remember I told you that I highlighted in my book things that I want? Well, I want this Layered Thoughts. It's got this really cool looking font, in my opinion. And it's got thanks or thinking, happy birthday, love. And then it's got of, to, and you that's in a script. So that is one set that I am going to get. You like that one too, huh, Anna? Congrats is okay, but I don't know any kids that are graduating from school. And if I were to do a wedding card, I would want it to be a little bit fancier than this. I wouldn't want it just to say congrats. Okay. We have looked at this. I think Dorothy has this highlighted in her catalog. So Dorothy has one color and I have one color. I have purple. She has pink. And
What page are you on?
I'm on page 36. Have you got that highlighted?
Let me look. Of course I have pink. Why wouldn't I?
Pink is everything for her.
Yes. No, I don't have that.
You don't? Well, I know we talked about it because I think it's kind of a neat stamp, even if you used it
Talked about it
for the for your back of your envelopes. Okay. I do want to draw your attention that they do have now a 1 7/8 circle punch. So if you are like me and you like those punches, get you that circle punch. Then when I go through again and I go through my catalog, I highlight all of the stamp sets and dies that I have. So these are returning favorites, and I have the Simply Said, so I have that.
Wait, I have to write this down. Because obviously I was not.
You were not listening when I told you what I highlighted?
Oh yeah, I highlighted it. Just can't see it because it's yellow on the orange.
That's because I highlighted my stamp set. Okay. One of these days, we're going to play this game and see how many of these things you have in your bag. Because I think that would be a fun thing. Because I think a lot of us would probably have most of it. I know one teenager that would have the comb and the lipstick for sure, and candy.
And her candy.
Okay. Now here is where they start their sweets at. So their sweets start on page 40. And so here's the Florals and Bloom suite. And then if you notice, I missed this the first time that I looked at my catalog. It has the different color families in that stamp set or in that paper pack. So it's got the Strawberry Slush and the Timid Tiger, the Darling Duckling, Summer Splash, Secret Sea, and Petunia Pop. And those colors, I really like those colors and how they go together. I don't know what your all thoughts are on that, but let me know in the comments what you think about those color combinations. These decorative flat pearls, I love them. We use those on our cards today for Stamping with Susie Q on Thursday. So I have the pretty florals and the sweet blooms, and I have the paper, which of course I'll probably have to get another pack, and I will have to definitely get some more of these flat pearls with the in colors. Okay. Now they do show, and which is kind of neat, how they design the paper. So here they've got how they've hand painted the florals. And I'm so glad that they have some really great artists because I am not an artist and there is no way that I could have painted those flowers. Now, I don't think I guess some of the dies do cut with the paper on some of the stamp sets. This one, I believe it does for the small flowers. So that's kind of cool, but then you can fussy cut it out yourself. Y'all know me, fussy cutting is not my forte. But what I like about the other stamp set, or the other set that comes with it, it has that lovely day, and we use that today in our cards. And then it's got the bloom where you're planted. I mean, it's just got some nice greetings and die cuts. These flowers, they go to easy to put together. I know we used those in one of my Thursday night lives here earlier. If you're looking for a really fun, cutesy card, I think this Turtley Cute is so awesome. There's just some really great sayings in it. It's got "Hope your birthday is turtly awesome. Here for you always. It's okay to take it slow. Sweet friend," and "Hooray." And I love the paper. I think it's really cute. It's just, I don't know how many cards I would make with this set. Oh, you ordered this set, Anna? You'll have to let me know what you think about it. I do like the little gems because they're like an octagon flat. I did order this ribbon because I love the soft sea foam and the shaded spruce. So I did order the ribbon. And I do kind of like that they're giving us ideas other than just on cards, how we can use the stamps and how they made these into little party favor flags. So I think that's really kind of a neat addition to the catalog. How you can just cut the paper and make those into favors. One of my favorite suites, and that is the beautiful gallery. I love how they show that you can just frame these pictures. Oh, okay. So you ordered the set before the Turtley Awesome. Okay, now I gotcha. But I love the way that they actually show us that it's okay to frame a piece of that paper. And that's exactly what I'm going to do with some of mine. It's gorgeous. And so I've just got to get the right kind of frame that I want to frame it in. But I've got this whole suite and I absolutely love it. I love the beautiful motifs. I'm sorry, not motifs, motifs. I don't know why I want to call it motifs. I guess because my eyes don't see that T. And then the gallery blooms and that wonderful frame that they have. The paper is just absolutely gorgeous. And then they give you some more ideas on how you can use it and different things that you can do with the suite. Okay. The Kintsugi Inspirations. I don't know if that's pronounced right or not. I like it. I think it's very pretty. It's just not me. I don't do a lot of florals and things like that, but I have customers that love it. I do like the gold inlay in the paper. So I may end up getting just the pack of paper and seeing what I can do with just it and not worrying about the stamp and dies. But they are showing you different ideas on how you can do it. And it even explains what it is, because it's a Japanese technique of repairing broken pottery with gold lacquer. Interesting to know. The boho vibes, I think it's a cute suite. I think there's a lot of things that you could do with it. I like the big greetings that they have in it. The paper, I like it. Not so sure how much I would use it, but it is at least one side of each piece I like. And I like the stamps, the dies.
No, I have that set.
You got that set highlighted. And then their little brads or their little muted palette dots. Those are really pretty. And again, now they're showing how to do scrapbooking workshops, quick and easy scrapbooking, and scrapbooking from scratch. And one thing that I do like is that they're using stamps in their scrapbooking, which I did years and years ago. I did stamping. I really like this set, but I don't have. Well, hello, Maria. How are you tonight? I'm so glad that you joined us. Answer me this question, Maria. Do you have a demonstrator in Puerto Rico? I'm really liking the two-tone cardstock because you can make different. It looks different on your cards versus one bright and one other color. But if you use the two-tone, you're a hobby demonstrator yourself. Well, very good. Well, we're just kind of walking through the catalog, and if there's anything that I can help you with, I'd be more than happy to. Anna just joined my team, so I'm now up to 3 demonstrators. I'm hoping that maybe by next convention, which will be my 5 years, I can have my Silver Elite. But the Flowers in Bloom, oh my goodness, I absolutely love this paper. I've made several cards with it, and I really, really love the paper. And I don't have to have the Memories in Bloom stamp set to work with this paper. Okay, so here is just the Turtley Sweet. It's showing you just the bundle and how it works together. The sticker sheet for scrapbooking. This one is kind of a cool one with the paper. Now, a lot of demonstrators, I have seen them cutting out the glasses. Yes, Anna, she will be on my team, Maria. So that's exciting for me. And I love the other colors in this paper. Those colors just, I don't know, they really kind of grab me. If somebody said, what is your favorite color? I really don't have I don't really have a favorite color. I like neutrals. I like the fall colors. I like spring colors, summer colors. Pink. Dorothy likes pink. So I don't really have favorite colors. I like a lot of colors, and I love when I'm able to put those together. Okay, here's one for adventurous people. Even if you're just taking a walk, it's always kind of cool to have some pretty paper. And I love the stamp set. I wished I'd had that in this paper when I was camping. The purple is your favorite. I got something in the way here that I can't see my posts. But yeah, this really makes nice masculine cards. So there's probably going to be a real good chance that I will get this just to make masculine cards with, and I love the colors that it goes with. Like I said, I really like all of the colors that we have in Stampin' Up. Then it goes to show you the different types of pages for your scrapbooks. And then it has the two-toned cardstock, so you get the 12 sheets of your two-tone cardstock. And then they've got Willow White, which is what they're calling their 12 by 12 white cardstock. So I don't know what makes that difference from the basic white. Well, hello, Rosemary. I'm so glad that you joined us tonight, and this is your first time watching. Where are you watching from? So I am just excited that you joined us tonight. Let me know in the comments where you're watching from, Rosemary, okay? Yeah, I really do think, I think the two-toned cardstock is going to be uh, a fantastic addition to our collection of cardstock. So you're in California. I have some friends out in California that are Blue Star Mothers with me. So we've got Florida with us, Osage Beach, Missouri, yay yay, California, and Puerto Rico watching tonight. That is awesome, ladies. I am so excited. Um, so you can see here how they've kind of used that two-tone cardstock. I love it with the tearing technique, like up here in this picture, where it's got a white core to it. So it will give a whole different look than when you tear the paper, the cardstock that has dye all the way through. So you're a demonstrator or a hobby demonstrator from California going on 6 years. Well, fantastic. Have you ever gone to one of the conventions, Rosemary? Dorothy and I are anxiously waiting for November when the convention opens up. We are getting in because it's at Long Beach, California. And I've never been to Southern California. I went to San Diego, Camp Pendleton, where my grandson was stationed at for a while. All right, now we come to the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machines. Oh, you've gone twice. Well, fantastic. Well, I hope we can stay in touch and maybe we can get together if you go to the one in California. That'd be right. Maybe not real close, but a lot closer than it would be for me. I will be definitely flying to that one. I won't be driving. Yes, I want to go there also, Maria. I would love to get together with people that I've met online. All right, so the notes and totes. If you haven't gotten this one yet, girls, it's really kind of a cool set. Um, to make the little bags, they're not that hard. And then you have all the little embellishments that kind of go. It's going to be in March, I believe, Rosemary. Um, Can't remember. It was in March this year. It's been in March the last couple of years. So I'm assuming that it's going to be in March. But I love the greetings in the Notes and Totes stamp set. It just it like the relax and enjoy. I mean, that can be used for a birthday card or just a thinking of you card. So that is a really cute set. And then the little sunglasses, I had to really figure out what the sunglasses were. But it's a neat little set. And the little wooden boards, I really had to think of those. It was like, what are those? And then it dawned on me it was the fence. You went to the last one that was in Long Beach? Okay, the cornflower celebrations. We have a lot of cornflowers in Missouri. So that's a set that I want to get because I love the way the flowers look. So Silly Safari. Um, like I said, I don't have many kids. All my nieces and nephews are pretty well teenagers. So I don't go real cutesy, but how many flower stamps do you really need, right? All of them. The cornflowers, yeah, I really do like that one. Cherie, have you seen any that speak to you that say buy me, buy me? But like I said, that punch, I do want to, I did already get that punch. All right. Extraordinary Flora. I found that this was a very interesting, not yet, huh? Found that this was a very interesting bundle because you would stamp all of these flowers at one time and then die cut them all at one time. And I'm thinking how cool that would kind of be to make a floral arrangement, a really big floral arrangement type thing like they've done here where you can use several different flowers. And if you did them if you stamped it in the memento, then you could use your blends or even just watercolor pencils or watercolors. The washi tape. Oh, you like the washi tape over here? Yes. And I thought that was very unique because you can take that washi tape and it also cuts out the flowers. So that, that's kind of a whole new thing for me. And I like that. So I believe that's going to be a set that I'm going to have to get here in the very near future. Okay. I do like these party banners because I don't like to cut my own angles like this. However, it's not on my highest. Seen that demo last night. You seen the demo on this one here last night? Yes, Gallery of Blooms is very pretty, Maria. Okay. I do have an alphabet set, but it's not very big. But these letters are 2 and 15/16 by 1 and 11/16. But they would be kind of neat to make cut out boxes that would be personalized for people. So that's kind of a cool idea. Okay, the right words. I've got that stamp set, and I really do like the whole fonts of this. In fact, I'm going to make one of these cards tomorrow on my coffee and chat. It's going to include the I miss you already, and I really don't like that you're leaving, but I hope you love where you're going. So I'm going to make one of those cards using that set because I think that is it's a set that you can use for a lot of different reasons or a lot of different cards. I love these kids. I really do wish I had little kids that I could send kid cards to, but I have a great nephew and a couple of great nieces. I'm getting a couple more, but for me to buy a complete stamp set, oh, you're buying the Spanish set. I found that this stamp here I thought was kind of interesting with the way it has the words on the inside, and you can make the different top part of it for Christmas. I found that it was very interesting that we didn't have any Christmas stamps in the catalog per se. This one is a Christmas stamp, I think, because it's got the greenery, but I don't think it has to just be used for Christmas because, after all, we have cedar trees in Missouri all year long and pine trees. Okay, here's the feathered fun. And I do like some of these, but I don't like the parrots. Or I guess those are turtle doves, maybe. I don't know. Parrot. Well, that's a parrot down here. I don't know. I'd have to see them up close. And then the line art, if you like the line art, those are kind of unique. This one here, the Peaceful Pier, I like it. It's a very nice masculine set, and you could use it with watercoloring. This one here, I love the Peaceful View. I think it is such a neat stamp that you could just do it as a silhouette type picture. I like it where they've put that with some of that paper from the gallery. I can't think of what it was now, but it coordinates with that beautiful paper. Okay, Love and Strength is coming back, and I really like that. Some of these other ones have come back. The Grateful Blessings is one that I wanted, and I never did get it, so I am kind of glad that it's coming back. And I like in this catalog how they have put the returning stamps grouped together. Yes, I'm glad that the bee is back too. I wish they would have kept the bee paper, but we can work with it. But these are all returning ones. Delightful Wishes. So I love that stamp set. I love that the layers of beauty and the lifetime of love, the loveliest tree. I didn't get the wonderful thoughts. That's still a possibility. I had the other two big die sets like this that they had greetings on, and I found I didn't use them very often. Yes, the loveliest tree. I do. I love the loveliest tree set. It is one of my favorites. And I'm glad that they've kept the dad. Excuse me, ladies, the trusty tools, because that makes a nice masculine card. You don't even, the paper would be nice to add to it, but Cherie made a really cute card. She did a lot of die cuts out of one color. Can't remember, was it white Cherie? And she just layered all of those different dies on the front of her card, and it looked like it was embossed. It was really cute. Yeah, so she said it was on white paper. So she just did all the tools and she mixed and matched them and put them down on the front of the card, and it was really cute. Then, of course, we come into all of the tools, and it kind of tells you why you would need a piercing mat. I use mine quite often, not necessarily on camera, but off camera. Take your pick tool. Oh my goodness. It is a lifesaver. And then if you have the added accessories to it, it's really, really good to have. Yes, it was probably a lot of work and you put a lot of time into it. I hope that whoever you gave it to was very appreciative of it. Have you all done heat embossing? I know that Cherie has. Yes, and you can stamp all over. I don't know, Cherie does this so much better than I do. She does lovely backgrounds on her, making her own paper. I am like, I just don't think mine look very good. It looks just all conglomerated. I thought they've always had the grid paper in the catalog, Maria. Maybe they didn't. But I couldn't live without my grid paper. And I noticed that they didn't bring back a whole lot of the punches, which is okay. There's a couple that, I guess I haven't got the 1 7/8 yet. I have the die for the keeping tabs, but I may get the punch. I don't know. But I remember catalogs where they had 2 pages of all these different punches, and now they're down to 1 page. So I guess punches they're harder to store because they take up more room, but I do like the flat ones instead of the ones that look like the whale. And then they've got your dies, and that was something else. I thought they don't really have a lot of standalone dies. They have lots of dies to go with their stamps. But the perennial postage came back, and the stylish shapes and the nested essentials. But they do have dies on online exclusives, so that's a good thing. And I do have this skinny stamp set or die, alphabet set. I never thought of that, stenciling it. Ding, ding, ding. And embossing folders, you can do so much with embossing folders. And as you can see, if you can see the highlighted ones, I have all of them but 2 of them. And I do work with them, probably not as often as I should. Yes, the Star Punch is cute. I didn't get it yet. I have to see some things made with it. So Maria and Anna, make some things with that Star Punch and send them to me. And then they have taken away some of our blocks, but that's okay. You can order extra ones. I took over my mom's when she passed away. She had a full set of the blocks plus a couple extras. So I have those now. Then, of course, all of our adhesives. So who is a glue girl? And who is a Stampin' Seal girl? Let me know which one you prefer to use, glue or the seal. Anna's a glue girl. Cherie uses both. Maria's a glue girl. Rosemary's a glue girl. I'm kind of like Cherie. I use both of them. For my little intricate pieces, I do take my glue, my multi-purpose glue, and I put it in a precision point bottle, and then I can work better with it. But then there's times that I just want to get done with something, and I just put my card layers together with my Stampin' Seal Plus. And the adhesive sheets, oh my gosh, girls, I love, love, love those, especially when I'm working with an intricate die, because then I don't have to glue it and it's ready to stick down. You can't manage the seal tape, huh? It does take a certain kind of pressure. I know sometimes my mother used to have a terrible time with it. I can remember how she would roll it backwards and then it would totally ruin an entire Stampin' Seal. It's just something that you kind of have to try to get the gist of. So I'm gonna get no because I want you to see it. So I don't know how you all take and use yours, but I kind of set mine on the little flat edge and then I tip it forward and then I move it and then I just lift it up. And I don't go real rapidly with it because I find sometimes that the dark cardstock, I know navy blue is one notorious for it, that it will rip. And sometimes other dark colors will rip with it. So I just find that if I just place it down like this and then lift it up onto the little tip and roll it and put a slight pressure on it, then I get a good amount of tape on there. I never know what size to put it. I'm assuming you meant side. Rosemary, what I usually do is I do my tape runner. So if, say this is my card, okay, this is just a scrap of paper here that I had laying on my desk. So if this is my card and let's see, what do I have here that I can use? Let's just quickly cut something out. And I'm not a fussy cutter, okay? But I will fussy cut for y'all tonight, okay? So I'm just gonna real quick fussy cut this little flower out. This was a inside of my card today for my Thursday stamping. And I had done it in the wrong orientation, so I had to stamp a new one. And I don't like all that excess when I'm fussy cutting, so I cut it off and then I just kind of go back in and finish. But like I said, I don't fussy cut. My mother, she would fussy cut everything. She would fussy cut calendar pictures. She would fussy cut magazine pictures. And if I had a fussy cutting project, I gave it to her. And she loved doing it. Now I have to learn how to fussy cut myself because she's not here to fussy cut for me. She's probably laughing at me saying, bet you would have wished you'd listened to me when I tried to tell you how to fussy cut. Nope. Fussy cutting is not my forte. We're only doing this so that we can show you how I would attach this with my seal. Okay. So when I put my card bases together, a lot of times I will use my Stampin' Seal to put my card layer down. So let's do this. Here's a piece of white cardstock. We're going to make a little flip card. Okay. I could maybe even make this out of something or into something. So I would flip my project over and then I would put my seal down, and I don't do a bunch on the side. You'll see a lot of demonstrators that will put just 2 long strips on each side. I want to make sure that my corners have it on there. So I've put it on the back side of my layer, and then I lay that down on my base. Yes, the green glue works a lot better with the 3D projects, Maria. Okay, so like something like this with the flower, I would use my glue for that. But you can use your Stampin' Seal, and that's where your silicone mat comes in handy, because you can put it down, and if it gets over the edge of your thing like it did on my flower, which I knew it would, then you can just roll it over and it doesn't stick to your paper. So you don't want to necessarily do this on a piece of paper. You want to be able to do it on your silicone mat or on your glass mat. But the silicone mat is the best since it doesn't stick to that. And yes, for little things like this, if you're going to die cut them, you could definitely use the adhesive sheets. And then I would just lay that down on my card. And here we have just a little, and I will probably take this and make it into something. I don't know. But that's how I do my tape runner, is I put it on the back side of whatever I'm going to be laying down. Okay. And yes, the adhesive sheets for intricate things like for dies and stuff, I absolutely recommend that. Okay. Then we get into our specialty paper. And they have the textured metallic and the wood texture. This wood texture you could ink with a sponge dauber or a blending brush. Okay, so that brings me to another question. Blending brushes or finger daubers? Let me know which one you prefer. And if you don't prefer either one, say that. So finger daubers or blending brushes. I love the window sheets and the watercolor paper. And I love, Maria likes brushes, Cherie likes brushes, Anna likes both. I have to say that I do like both. They both have a purpose. To me, the brushes will give you if you want a more subtle look to them. The finger daubers are, I have a hard time. I always end up with a big glob of ink because I don't tap them off enough. But I think they both serve a purpose, because sometimes you just need a little bit of coloring, like on your embossing folders or something, that you want to just color a certain area, and then you don't want to have it great big with the brush, so you can use your finger daubers. I don't know about you girls, but I am absolutely loving that they have the designer series paper all together. I love it. Last year it was so difficult for me to find the designer series paper. Yes, and the daubers are good if you want to stamp 2 different colors at one time, that you can make that differentiation or the difference in the colors. I don't know if you all know this or not, but this irresistible design paper on 116, you can actually ink over that. That's already embossed, and so you could ink over it and then wipe it with a soft cloth, and then that embossed area is white or clear, while the rest of it would be colored. So that's always kind of fun to work with. I love that they're bringing back the Season of Elegance. I thought that was such elegant paper last year. But I absolutely love, love, love that they, yes, Maria, I am so glad they put all the papers together to see, what you have and what's returning. It makes it so much easier for me. And I know it did for a lot of demonstrators. Um, and I kind of like their new designs that they have. I think they're kind of different. They've got leaves, but I think the little flowers are kind of different for their designer series paper. I haven't got some yet, but I'm going to because I think they make really quick cards. And then they just do kind of like the gifts. They've got your envelopes listed in the back. So I really like the way they laid it out. Here again, your embellishments, and they don't have near the embellishments that they have had in the past. Remember a couple years ago, they had 2 pages of embellishments. They were overwhelming, and I loved all of them. And if you've seen my studio, you would see that I loved all of them because I have packages of all of them. But I do like the ones that they've kept. I think that they're very pretty. There's some fun ones, and then there's some ones that are more elegant. And I think that's really a cool idea to have both. The ribbon, I was really surprised that they don't have a lot of ribbon offered. They have the in colors, and then they have the Misty Moonlight in white. The white is great to have because you can color that to make it any color that you want. I just kind of wish they would just sell white by itself, though, because how much Misty Moonlight does one need? I don't need that much. And I love the linen thread. I think that is really great to tie little knots and things with. I don't know, how many of you have ever used a brayer? I did years and years ago, and I haven't really done a whole lot with it. This is what I was talking about on page 128, using just the finger dauber where you didn't necessarily want a big bold coloring. And then of course the blends. My customers all knew that I didn't color. However, I'm telling you what, I can color pretty good now if I'm using the Stampin' Blends. Even Dorothy compliments me. So, Anna, you've never used the brayer, and you like to use it on the embossing folders, Cherie. Yes. Yes. There is a technique that I'm going to show on a Thursday. I think it's a fun technique to do a background. I just have to become more proficient with it. Then I'm going to share it with everybody. And then our inks. And I don't know, I have just kind of started watching some different things and what you can do with the white ink pad. And it's like, wow, why did I always just hang on to my white ink pad? Never opened it up, but I have now. And just remember that when you use the StazOn, you got to have the StazOn cleaner because it's a different kind of ink. It's a permanent ink versus a water-based. And then the white is a pigment ink, so it's really thick. And it's just showing you some different techniques that you can do with the embossing powders. I love the Wink of Stella, the watercolors. Oh, now Maria, it couldn't have been that bad. Yes, Cherie, I really need to start working with the white ink more because I think it is so elegant looking. But Maria, you did it on the wrong side of the embossing folder, so you did it on the raised part, if I'm correct. How was it a disaster? Did you just not like the way it turned out? Because I've done it too, and sometimes I got too ink happy, and so I had too much ink on my folder, And so it didn't give me the look that I wanted it to. But I hope that you fixed it, because nothing is an absolute disaster. Most everything could be turned around and made into something. All right. Then it's got all of the different kind of colors, the blues and what they kind of do, the purples and the greens. Kind of gives you a little bit of an bio, like the brown. Brown is comfortable. It's easy. Presence gives warm, supportive energy. It's subtle, but adds the perfect contrast to a variety of paper crafts. So anyway, it's kind of interesting if you read what they've got description wise on all the different colors. So it's kind of like one of those catalogs that we used to get where we had to read some information about things, but you're learning about it too. Yeah, Cherie could probably give you a lot of tips, Maria, because she is one heck of a girl that can really do backgrounds with ink and embossing folders. And I've told her she needs to teach a class, but she's camera shy. And then we have the color wheel. At least I can understand what they're talking about. Monochromatic. I know what monochromatic means, and the complementary, but the analogs and the triadic, I have a hard time with some of those. I got to get better at my color wheel. And then, of course, all of our color combinations or our color collections that we have. I'm glad that those are still all in one spot. And then you have the paper pumpkin. How many of you are paper pumpkin subscribers? I know I am, and I know when my customers come for class, they see them all that I haven't got done. But some of them are a couple years old. I just have to take the time to sit down and make them. But I do enjoy some of the kits. I mean, I really enjoy most of the kits, but okay. And I'm just preaching to the choir. You know, if you love making cards, then share it with somebody. If you want to just be a hobby demonstrator, that is awesome because you can be your own best customer. But even at that, maybe you've got one person that you could stamp with, and you two just get together one night a month. Um, Rosemary, see if there's a friend that would like to do the paper pumpkin with you. Then that would kind of help to offset your cost as a hobby demonstrator. And then, of course, we have the index that we talked about at the very beginning. So I, for one, really like, and I love this angel policy stamp. Oh, he's a graphic designer student, and he's explained the color wheel to you. I wish my grandson was a graphic designer, but he's going into finance instead. But I love this just to brighten your day. I think I love that stamp, and I love the sharing what I love what I'm doing, because I do. Yes, Maria, you could film him, and if you filmed him and went live with it or recorded it and then posted it, that would be great. I know you'd have at least 4 watchers because you share it with your friends, Rosemary. That's good. Yeah, this is, and I mean, anybody can get it. It's not like what we used to have where some people couldn't get a stamp set because it was only for a hostess. But I, for one, he's camera shy. Oh my goodness. If he speaks English that I could understand, he could just tell me what it is and I would do it. I know people don't realize that I am kind of shy, and going live still makes my stomach kind of go butterfly even after doing this for 4.5 years. But I stood up yesterday in the front of an entire high school with all of the graduates and their parents and spoke. And it was like, okay, this is nerve wracking, but I can do this. So, but that is our catalog, and I like it this year a lot better than last year's catalog. Um, I have to say, I've never been so happy to see a catalog retire because I didn't like the layout of last year's. And I know that Stampin' Up! Really listened to the demonstrators because they are, they've started already on next year's catalog. So I'm sure that when they got all the negative talk last year, it put them into a mode of, we got to change things. And how are we going to change it now? Because we've already kind of got it started in the layout process. But they listened and I appreciate it. And I'm sure a lot of other people appreciate it too. So hopefully we can keep it going on that same track. All right. Well, ladies, it has already been an hour and I have had so much fun. It's been great meeting all of you, Maria, and oh yes, let me scroll back up here and see if I can find names. Rosemary, Anna, and Cherie. If you like this video, hit the like and share. And then if you want to know when I go live again, hit that subscribe button and you'll be notified then. But I enjoy doing this. This is one of my passions, is teaching other people things that I know and some things that I'm not really sure about, like technology. So you all have a wonderful rest of your evening. I am going to sign off and finish designing the card for tomorrow's coffee chat and a card. I hope to see most of you there tomorrow. Bye, everybody.